I'm running a 5K. So each year, Ford and I train and run a Turkey Trot, which is a 5K or 3.1 miles that you usually complete on Thanksgiving morning. This is our 4th year training and running a Turkey Trot, and usually it's the one time a year I run, so I train for about 6 weeks, run, and then the rest of the year I don't run. I do other things. I do a little bit of biking and hiking, but running is not usually on that list of things. So this year we've started a little bit earlier. We're doing a training program that will be closer to 3 months, which is crazy. It's a lot of time, a lot of running going into this. But so far it's already been going really well. So I wanted to tell you about my training program and what we're doing to help me get from basically no fitness up to running a 5K in those 3 months.
And hopefully running the 5K in a sub 30.
This year we're trying a brand new training regimen. The new part is keeping my heart rate under 160 for these runs that we're going on. In previous years when we've done walking, running combinations to build my endurance, we never set strict guidelines, and I would make up these crazy goals in my head, like I need to run 2 miles today, or I want to run under this pace. I was pushing so hard because I had no idea how to pace myself. And so I thought I had to be getting somewhere fast. I needed to be pushing hard. I needed to be breathing heavy to prove that I was working out and running and training for this. And at the end of all of these runs, I would end up exhausted and tired, and I had stomach cramps. And it just was never fun. It was never enjoyable. I never liked getting out there for my runs. And as soon as the 6 weeks of our training was over, I was happy to give it up because I wasn't having a good time. And this year we're trying to just keep my heart rate under 160 and go out for a certain amount of time. And that has really helped me to not focus on other factors or try to get certain paces, certain distances in, but just say, I'm okay with going out for 30 minutes, and if I keep my heart rate at this level, I'm happy with whatever the outcome is. So sometimes that includes basically jogging in place to keep my heart rate down, or taking things slow. Sometimes I do have to walk, but the whole point is to just keep it light, keep it fun. If have a heart rate that's under 160, I'm able to talk through that. I'm able to enjoy the run. At the end, sure, I'm tired. I can feel that my legs have had a good workout, but I don't feel like I'm gonna collapse after every run. Having no rules before was great, but it also didn't give me enough structure. It's been a really great change for my mindset, and knowing that I can take things as easy as I want and still get a really good workout and still be productive and working towards my overall goals. And I've definitely noticed my endurance increasing. And the most important part is that I'm willing to go out there and do it again because it felt comfortable. It wasn't too challenging.
Why are we doing 160 beats per minute for heart rate? The reason is that we want to be focusing on the aerobic system and building that up, because that goes a long way in improving the heart, the cardiovascular system, making sure all the muscles are getting enough oxygen. It's also a very comfortable heart rate. And so the basis for that was using a heart rate that is about 75 to 80% of Alex's max heart rate, which turns out to be about 160, and that keeps her in a nice aerobic training range. And it also keeps her feeling comfortable so that she's enjoying the running enough to come back for more and keep the repetition up, because at the end of the day, the repetition is what's really important.
Our training plan for this Turkey Trot has been mostly time on my feet based. So I've been running 4 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then usually a weekend day as well. And I feel like that's been really great. I've been able to see the progress, and I have time to rest and recover before I go back after it.
So the reason why we're doing training runs 4 times a week is to get that consistency and that repetition in training, but also to give plenty of rest time to rebuild, especially since Alex isn't coming from doing much athletics her legs need a bit more time to rest and her joints need to be able to recover. So I think it depends on each individual, but 4 times a week seems to work pretty well for us. Why we started with 30 minutes for our run time was because we wanted to limit impact. It's also a very achievable number, just help prevent any injury. So that's why we slowly are building up from 30 minutes to 45. But also a 5K is a relatively short race, so we don't need hours and hours on our feet.
We did 3 weeks at running for 30 minutes. Again, the only restriction we put on that was to keep my heart rate around 160. So we did that for 3 weeks to train me, to give me time on my feet. And then after that point, we went to 35 minutes. So a pretty small increase, just 5 extra minutes. And we did that for 2 weeks. After that, we moved up to 40 minutes, and that was another 2 weeks. And now we are about to enter the final phase of the training program, which will be runs for 45 minutes. But now we're also going to start including speed workouts. So we're gonna do things other than just run slowly for 45 minutes every day. Some days will include sprints or repeats or hill runs, whatever Ford says.
Yeah, so you could get away with just doing easy runs for all of your training, and you could go out and run a 5K and it'd be great. You'd have a lot of fun. But if you want to continue developing as a runner, you at some point want to start adding in more speed work, add in, long runs as well. And at the end of the day, whatever you do, as long as you get in the consistency, that's what's important.
Currently in training, I have about a month left, which is really exciting. And I've gotten to the point where we're running 40 minutes consistently with my heart rate under 160. And for the first time, I hit a 5K with that pace, which is really exciting because I know in the actual race and on that day, I'm going to be running at a faster pace, and very promising that we have about a month left. And I feel like I could really make a lot of progress in that time based on where I'm at right now. I'm gonna crush this 5K. My watch has been a key component to my training and helped me immensely to keep on track. So I have the Garmin Venue. I love how this records my runs. And one of the best things about it is that it has multiple screens. And there is one that will just show me my heart rate. It's still recording my distance, my pace, everything else that you want. But I just have it display my heart rate. So I don't have to worry about anything else. I can be laser focused on just that.